2K Sports pregame show.
Greetings, everybody. Welcome to 2K Sports. I'm Ernie Johnson here with Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith. We'll watch the Miami Heat in this one as they go up against the Hawks in Atlanta. Looking at the Hawks, they're off to a better start than last season, and that certainly bodes well. Always some changes from season to season, but they're going in the right direction. And for the Miami Heat, hard-nosed team culture, training camp on military bases, mouth guards, knee pads in practices. Kenny, not for the faint of heart.
No, this franchise is all business. They test their players' body fat. Shaq, you could tell us about that, right?
Yeah, weight's never been an issue for me. I keep this Adonis-like physique.
Oh, okay.
Body fat.
I'm just saying.
Small world. No body fat on this guy either. Both teams ready for tip-off.
I'm
Let's
the
send
Bruce
it to
Lee
Kevin
of
Harlan.
broadcasting.
Welcome to 2K Sports for another edition of NBA basketball. I'm Kevin Harlan along with Greg Anthony and Brent Barry, our terrific analysts, and David Aldridge is our sideline reporter. It's all about the Eastern Conference. That's where the action is today as the Atlanta Hawks get ready to battle. This, of course, their first chance to play Miami this season. They could only manage a single win in 4 tries against these guys last year.
Yeah, and a 4-game season series between these two. Both will be looking to set the tone tonight.
And let's hope for a heated matchup in this first game between them, because a close one tonight ensures we'll have 3 more good games down the road.
And as things get ready to roll, let's catch up with David Aldridge, who's on the sideline. David?
Thank you, Kevin. Well, the Miami Heat has established that high standard for fitness. Even Eric Spoelstra has gotten into it in his late 40s. The Heat coach says when he's working out, I'm in a different place. The physical, emotional, and mental benefits, I'm hooked. Kevin?
As hard as he works, great that he takes care of himself, too. DA, thank you. One of the interesting storylines of this young season, Brent Barry, the surprising early development of a couple rookies in the league.
Early development of rookies is a great thing for a young team because all of a sudden somebody's taking the reins. And I think coaches always appreciate when a rookie comes in, he does the work in the offseason, all that work starts to pay off. But now rookies tend to start looking towards somebody else, or the team starts looking towards that young player as somebody who may be able to handle and carry the weight of the franchise for a little while.
We've got a chance here to set the floor, courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go for this one. On the court for the Heat, Dragic and Waiters, they're the backcourt. Jimmy Butler is out there with Kelly Olynyk, and it's Adebayo in at the 5. Now, here's Collins. Here's Hunter. Back to Collins, and finished off by Collins.
Straight rim rocker.
It looked like, Greg, for a second, like he might rip the cylinder loose. Waiters passes to Butler. Laid in with a nice touch off the glass.
He has the ideal attitude you want in a swingman. But Butler gets into good position, take it on the D, and just winning that battle.
Now here's Cram. He had a 12-point outing in their last game against Sacramento. Shots good from Young.
And where's the help? Obviously a missed rotation, something they're going to want to patch up.
Well, you have to be able to trust each other on the defensive end of the floor. Otherwise, the whole thing is just going to crumble.
Here's Butler. And in the game with Charlotte, he did not play well. It's tipped. And it's out of bounds. The Heat able to retain possession here.
Yeah, tremendous hustle just to get a hand on that one.
Anticipation, reads the play all the way. So close to a steal.
Down to 5 on the shot clock. Fader on the way. No good on that one. So the Hawks will take it the other way. Outplayed in the previous game on their schedule, losing to Sacramento.
Yeah, and some of that loss was due to a lack of hustle, especially on the defensive end.
And there are games where an opponent gets aggressive. You got to raise your level of play. They failed to do that in this one.
Well, Brent, as a former dunk contest winner, I have to ask your thoughts on one of the great Hawks of all time, the terrific human highlight film, Dominique Wilkins.
Well, Dominique, one of the greatest athletes this game has ever seen, and one of the most feared dunkers, obviously, of his era. You remember a lot of the highlights with Neek coming in, flying in, and finishing off a shot that might have missed from the opposite wing and going up over the top in 2 or 3 guys. So he certainly doesn't get enough credit nationally for the type of offensive firepower that Neek provided for his beloved Atlanta Hawks for years and years.
Now, here's Butler. Hunter grabs the miss.
The defense ready for him on that possession. They had to be, because he is so strong in the paint.
Crab, no good. Heat have gone 1 of 3 from the field to start this one so far. Young against Dragic. Now the pass to Adebayo. Now here's Butler. D right on him. Over Hunter. Shots good from Butler. Butler's got his second bucket.
Very steady in-between game there for Butler. You don't want to let him get too many of those.
Crab kicks to Len. Young against Dragic. Crab in the corner. There's the triple. He's now 1 for 2 with that bucket.
These guys are like dentists right now. 4 out of 5 recommending a made shot. They're in a great groove.
Bounce pass from Waiters. And there's the whistle. Illegal screen. Now we'd like to take this moment to show you the teams that a year ago made a trademark of scoring points off turnovers. Number 5, the Hawks.
And this team, in terms of scoring off of turnovers, that became the identity. I mean, they really look to disrupt and cause problems defensively, and boy, do they take advantage on the other end.
Now, here is Young. He's coming off a 25-point game against Sacramento.
He also did a masterful job in that game of drawing a lot of fouls, so he's creating havoc for the defense.
Here's Dragic following the basket by Trae Young. Outside Butler. A shot, no good. So the Hawks will take it the other way.
And Jimmy Butler, something of a quirky character, has a ritual whenever he's at a grocery store of paying the person's bill behind him. Doesn't care if it's 99 cents or 2,000.
Now here's Crab. And that's a foul called on Bam Adebayo. That's his first foul. Jabari Parker's checked in for the Hawks. And Miami with a change here too. Winslow's checked in for Butler. First quarter of play and just over 3.5 minutes in. And Butler never afraid to be a little bit different, listening to country music in the locker room, much to his teammates' chagrin.
In the offseason, riding around in a van with a baby on board sticker, even though he's single with no kids. Remove the rearview mirror as a symbolic reminder to never look back. This guy's special. And they let things get out of hand. Good time to reconvene.
They're just on the wrong end right now of a big run, and they need to plan how they're going to shift the momentum of the game.
And the Heat with some changes. Myers-Leonard, he's checked in for Adebayo. Johnson comes in for Olynyk. And ABC subbed in for Dion Waiters. ABC passes to Leonard. Young against Dragic. Pass to Winslow. Here's ABC. His last outing, he had 8 points. A 3 from Leonard. Rebound by Parker.
But sometimes it's more about what the defense is doing on that possession. They were all over him on the perimeter.
Here's ABC, covered by Winslow. Here's ABC, stolen by Winslow. Dragic kicks to Winslow. Here's ABC. It's deflected, and he recovers it. That one goes. Count it.
Tremendous effort. He will not be denied on the offensive glass.
The Hawks leading by 8. Young passes to ABC. Young against Dragic. Parker outside. 6 to shoot. And it's wide right. It's off the rim.
Looked a little bit forced. No reason for it either. The defense was not even in the frame.
Here's Johnson. Rebound by Parker.
You know what? Those are shots you just hate to miss when you get those kinds of bunnies on a possession.
And Young kicks to Parker. Outside, Jones. Poke loose. 36 seconds left here in the first quarter. Johnson can't hit.
Yeah, the defense cannot afford to be that lazy. You got to be up on the shooters at all times, especially at the mid-range.
Hawks passing it around. 6 on the shot clock, and the foul called on ABC. That's his first foul.
And over the limit. That's his first personal foul. Evan Turner.
There's 14 seconds left to play in the first quarter. And Turner kicks to Parker. Clock at 6. Shoots the 3. Cans it from downtown. Parker's got himself going there. His first points of the game on the deep ball.
And from the opening tip, they just crushed it. You see it now on the scoreboard.
Just incredible flow offensively. Everyone's doing their part. Let's see if they can sustain this early momentum.
And so it's Atlanta. Their lead at 11 points to end the quarter. They're playing a bruising game inside, and it's working for them. Back to the action after this word. Marquee matchup tonight. Jimmy Butler says he loves to go up against the best.
I'm one that if you're the best in the world, I want to see it, and I wake up for these games. I want to know, how do you do it? And you're going to have to do it every night when you go up against me.
That's the hard-working mentality Butler provides, a two-way threat, Greg, who wants to dominate the top players at his position.
And Butler's really embraced being a leader. You can tell he lives for these types of matchups and games.
And if you're just tuning in, we've got a wide margin on the scoreboard, but plenty of time left for a comeback. And for the Hawks, this has been the game they've wanted to have.
So far, they've been active, scoring the basketball, built up a little lead here, and looking good.
Well, when you come out in the first quarter with that kind of offense, obviously the game plan is in full effect. Let's see if they can keep that momentum going.
On the court for Miami here in the second. Myers Leonard is out there with James Johnson. And it's ABC. Then there's Dragic. And it's Winslow in at the 3 spot.
Well, if you can use that athleticism on offense, why not try it on defense? James Johnson putting his 7'1" wingspan to great use.
And Evan Turner, the former number 2 pick out of Ohio State, he acts as a utility knight for this team. He can wear a lot of different hats. His versatility might be his best trait.
The Heat making a switch here. Butler's checked in.
One shot.
Turner no good on the free throw. And with Turner, as you mentioned, Greg, he can play both wing spots and does whatever you need from him on offense.
Well, you like what he's playing in the post and bullying small wings. Much better from that area of the floor than from outside. It also can act as a playmaker, very adept at running the pick and roll.
Now here's Butler. Winslow finds Johnson. And that one, good.
That's just a mindset right there from James Johnson. You challenge him in the painted area all you want, he's going to go right back at you.
On the wing, Turner. Outside, Jones. Back to Turner. Kicks it out to Jones. Here's ABC, defended by Butler. Oh, the lob to Parker. Nice catch and finish on the alley-oop.
And that log came from a mile away, and it was right on the money.
Talk about a long-distance connection. And the Heat call time here. Defeated by the Hornets in their last game, they'll try to put that one behind them.
You know, they're the visiting team. It's a loud arena, very distracting at times, but simply no excuse for missing a ton of free throws.
Yeah, it just looked like, and I'm not sure if you guys saw this, but just never comfortable in this game. And the line certainly is one of those places where that could show up.
Different look for Miami. Adebayo is checked in for Myers Leonard. Olynyk comes in for Johnson. And it's Waiters in for ABC. Second quarter, we're a little over a minute and a half in. Waiters outside. Back to Olynyk. Shot clock at 6. There's Winslow. Miami no good on that time either. Atlanta leading by 11.
Well, the Heat take great pride in what they try to do defensively, their activity, their awareness, their alertness. Well, this team, as they grow, right now they're committing a ton of fouls. Well, that comes with the territory about learning some of these schemes and trying to be as physical as they like to be.
Now here's Waiters after the missed three from Evan Turner. Turner against Winslow. And it's sent back by Turner. And he gets it back. And the shot clock expires. 24-second violation. The Hawks making a switch here. Len's checked in. Hawks have gone 2 of 4 shooting the ball here in the second. And you talk about the discipline for the Heat. Not a team that gambles a lot for steals.
No, don't like to overextend. They like to stay at home, and they like to stay in their pockets. They like to contest shots, and then you can't finish off a defensive possession until you grab a rebound, so everybody gets involved in that.
Here's Turner. No good there. And it's Miami the other way. They've got the Pistons ahead of them in their next game in Detroit. That'll be the third game of this 3-game road trip. Here's Butler. Buries the 7-footer. Butler's got it back down to single digits for the Heat.
Yeah, there's a good indicator of Winslow and his feel for the game. I like how much he makes a concentrated effort to get the ball right there to the open man.
And it's Dion Waiters with the foul. That'll be his second foul of the game. Young's checked in for Evan Turner. And so it's Atlanta with it. Here's Young. And Winslow pulls it down.
The defensive reaction time, it was just immediate on that one.
You know, sometimes the most important part of that is the angle that the defender chooses. That time, he chose wisely.
Shots good from Young.
This is what the crowd comes to see. Young has that it factor.
Winslow, the pass to Waiters. And here in the second quarter of action, as we approach 4 minutes played, here's Adebayo. Count the basket. We've heard Coach Steve Kerr say the power forward position, as we knew it, is disappearing. You could say that maybe about the center position, too.
I don't want to say that about the center position. What I want to tell you, Kevin, in my humble opinion, is that the center position has changed.
It's evolved.
So, yeah, I don't want to say that it's just disappeared because there are players out there that are playing that position and doing a lot of the things that you would qualify as center-centric, screening, going down to the block, rim running to the post, being an option down low. But it's definitely changed.
But now we're seeing him go out and defend smaller guys in the perimeter, taking threes, and that's what's weird for your eyes to just kind of absorb what's going on.
Well, it's weird to absorb not only that and what those players individually are asked to do, but when you're at a game and you're sitting in the stands and all of a sudden you see 5 guys that are outside the three-point line. I mean, go back to the game in the 80s. It's the exact opposite. It was like, a bunch of ants on top of a lost candy bar sitting in the lane, gnawing at one another.
Right.
It's just changed. So the center position, not disappeared, just changed.
Winslow shot is off. The Hawks leading by 8. Pass to Hunter. Lays it up off the glass. Hunter's got 5 points so far.
Alan Crabb showing another part of his game, not just a three-point shooter spotting up, but a distributor on that play.
Waiters outside. Pass to Adebayo. 6 on the shot clock. Kicks it to Olynyk. And the shot goes down. Olynyk's got his first points in this one.
That was big because they dug a big hole in the first quarter, but starting to show signs of life.
Young finds Crabb. Young against Winslow. And he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up.
The cleverness Young possesses is just uncanny. Puts the defense in a bind whenever he drives it to the rack.
For Atlanta, they have gone 1 for 2 on the night so far from the line.
2 shots.
2 shots.
And the first one drops.
He's a guy you have to game plan for. The way Young scores and passes the ball creates so many problems for the defense.
The Heat making a switch here. Myers-Leonard, he's checked in for Adebayo. Johnson comes in for Olynyk. ABC's checked in for Dion Waiters. And it's Dragic in for Winslow. And so Young nails them both.
He talks so much about rhythm from the field. How about a rhythm from the free throw line? That looks good.
And here's Dragic. 17 points for him last game against the Hornets in Charlotte.
Ball movement was critical in this game. It did not stick with any one player, so his passing was on point, and he really picked apart the defense.
There's the pass to Butler. Takes the 13-footer, and no good that time. So we've reached the end of the first half of play. Hawks lead by 10. It's time now to go courtside as we send you over to David Aldridge from the sideline. David, take it away.
Thanks, Kevin. Coach, what needs to change going ahead in the second half?
It starts with getting some stops. We've got to play off some misses, and we can't let them force us into 1 or 0 pass possessions. We've got to move the ball 1 and a half court, help each other with that, but we'd like to get some more in the open.
We'll see if you can get the pace where you want it. Thanks, Bo. Back to you, Kevin.
All right, David, thank you, and stay with us, folks. We'll be back just after halftime to get the third quarter started.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hi again, everyone. I'm Ernie Johnson, sitting alongside the Diesel and the Jet. Welcome to the halftime show on 2K Sports. Atlanta came ready to play. Their mission to dominate early was accomplished with a spirited 14-4 run to start. After a well-executed first quarter, they held the lead by 11. In the second quarter, they cooled off just a bit, but were still playing confidently and were able to finish the half up by 10. And Shaq, what are your thoughts on how Atlanta played?
You got to like their offense efficiency. They were patient, took good shots. That was reflected in their high field goal percentage. They just need to keep playing smart in the second half and close this thing out. Don't get cute now.
Kenny, what'd you think about Miami?
Well, I think they could be way more physical than they have been in the first half. Their defense gave up way too many easy looks, and that kind of defense will turn to a loss any night.
And that'll do it for our halftime report. Stay tuned for the second half, about to get underway.
We played through the first half. Plenty of basketball, though, left in this one. Without question, Trae Young displaying his skills today.
Yeah, good things happen when you maintain composure. Their shot selection has been extremely disciplined.
Hey, Greg, is there a shot that he's taken that has been out of the flow of the offense? I don't think so.
And if you're just joining us in this one, first half is in the books. One half to go. And here's Dragic. He'll bring it up for the Heat, trailing by 10. Well, you just look at the talent that left the Hawks over the last few seasons, Brent. Easy to see why they needed to start over.
Yeah, it started with Al Horford and his departure, and then Teague and Millsap did the same. And hard for any franchise to remain competitive when you lose that many quality players, especially their chemistry in Budenholzer's system. Arguably a great fit for one another, and now off to doing bigger and better things.
Alan Crabb out there with Young. And it's ABC, then it's Alex Len, and it's Collins in at the 4 slot. So that's the lineup for Atlanta. And here is Butler, following the three-pointer by Trae Young. Butler, right through the D for the layup. Butler's got 8.
I don't know what's happening defensively, but they're not putting up any resistance.
Olynyk against Collins. Crabb in the corner. 6 to shoot. It's Adebayo with the rebound. Adebayo's got 4 rebounds in this game. Waiters surveying the D. Lays it up off the glass. Waiters got his first points of the game.
Well, Waiters and confidence, they go together pretty well.
Here's Hunter, defended by Butler. Hunter kicks to Crabb. And it's off from three-point range. Here's Waiters. No good that time.
And you got to give him credit there. Great effort to contest that shot.
Well, I love the fact that they put the security system on their house, protecting the paint there.
Young against Dragic. Young outside. And he's fouled pretty hard on that shot, but he's got the chance to pick up the points at the line. That's on Goran Dragic.
You know, you can't be overzealous inside when you guard Young. You got to be better at contesting without fouling. And I'll tell you, Trae Young, go big or go home. Always gives you 100%, as competitive as they come. And the young fella wants to win so badly. Sometimes that emotion really comes out.
That one falls for Young. And you know, Greg, it's amazing the impact Young makes, especially, of course, on the offensive end.
High-level shot maker, a threat the moment he crosses half court. Instinctive playmaker, just needs to play more within himself and avoid over-dribbling.
Evan Turner, he's checked in for Atlanta. ABC comes in for Crabb. The big changes in defensive rules happened right in the middle of your playing days. How did people initially react to those?
Well, a lot of guys had 3 quick fouls, Kevin, because they're out hand-checking and pushing guys around. And they say, what do you mean I can't do this anymore? I get paid to push guys around. But after a little while, obviously, guys stepping off and understanding positions on the floor where you could get away with more physical play than you can out in front with point guards, obviously, and having refs' eyes on them or down on the block.
Well, Brent, the Heat with an experienced front office and one of the best young coaches in the league in Eric Spoelstra.
Yeah, Spo has done a remarkable job. Tremendous amount of respect around the league for the way that Eric Spoelstra goes about his business, the way he handled the title runs and all those personalities and those dynamics. He has been fantastic and will coach in Miami for as long as he wants to. The way he goes about it is pride work, and respect for anybody that walks through those locker room doors.
And now a chance to look at Jimmy Butler. Coming off a terrific season. 4th in steals, and he ranked in the top 15 in points per game. One of the league's premier offensive threats.
And as you pointed out, he was top 5 in steals last season. Just a lethal combination of great physical ability and acute mental preparation. Now here's Dragic. No points in the game yet for him. Outside Butler. Here's Olynyk. Miami no good on that time either.
A good board there, Kevin, but overall they're getting slightly out-rebounded.
And finished off by Collins.
That's an unselfish play. Evan Turner with eyes up and delivers.
And that Unleash Chaos replay presented by Under Armour. Hover Havoc, giving us a chance to relive that exciting play. Now here's Butler. He's got 8. Pass to Dragic. Over Young. Miami no good on that time either. The Hawks leading by 13. Just under 3.5 minutes played here in the third quarter. That's in. That's his 5th field goal. He's shooting a hot 71%. 5 for 7. Some tough offensive sets. They want to turn it around.
Yeah, right now you just need a bucket to get some momentum.
Dragic the pass to Olynyk. Outside Butler. Ball's knocked loose. Stolen by Len. Turner finds Young. And Kelly Olynyk is going to pick up the foul. That is his first foul of the game. Jabari Parker's checked in for the Hawks. And then for Miami, Myers Leonard, he's checked in for Adebayo. Johnson comes in for Olynyk. And it's Justin Winslow in for Jimmy Butler. Outside Turner. Parker looking around. 5 on the clock. Miami grabs the miss.
And you're just not going to see him do that very often. Usually when he rises up, there's a guarantee it's going down.
Now here's Waiters. Over Collins. And the rejection by Collins. Parker dishes to Young. Back to Parker. Pulls up. And a kind roll that time off the rim as that one falls. Parker's got 7.
Assists like that have typified their effort today. Terrific ball movement.
And Waiters kicks to Dragic. Back to Waiters. To halt the run. The rebound by Turner.
It's a +5 advantage for them in rebounding after that one.
The Heat trail by 17. Waiters outside. He feeds it to Johnson. Parker with the steal. Fast break here. Here come the Hawks. Shots good from Young. 18 points for him.
You know, you see Young's eyes light up when the break is on. Solid at scoring in transition.
Now a timeout called by Miami. Well, the fans happy to see Jabari Parker healthy and doing what he does best. Brent, talk about what makes him, in your opinion, so special.
Well, just how many comebacks he's had and just how much fortitude he's shown so far in the early part of his career. Lots of comparisons early on to Melo and to Grant Hill. And he's capable of carrying a team offensively. Just nice to see him on the floor.
ABC's check in for Miami. Here's Dragic. Miami no good on that time either.
Yeah, it just seems whatever they do, nothing's working right now to stop the bleeding.
I still think there's a chance you string a couple of big plays together and the tide can turn very quickly.
Drops in the tray.
And it just seems that every pass they make is leading to a score. Just great ball movement.
Shot clock at 5. And he can't stop the run as he misses. And so it's the Atlanta Hawks cruising into the quarter break with a 22-point lead. Their defense has been active and effective. We'll return shortly. Head coach Eric Spoelstra mic'd up along the sideline. Let's check it out.
Let's get this next bucket, and we got to put together a string right now. It's all right here in the head. It's right here in the head. Stay connected.
Greg urging his team to go on a run here.
I mean, they have what it takes, and Coach Spo right now just trying to spark a fire in his group.
And we reach the fourth quarter in a game that may be already out of hand. On the floor for Miami, starting the fourth. Dragic is out there with ABC. Then it's James Johnson. Then it's Winslow. And it's Leonard in at the center, filling out the middle. Now here's Dragic. Fades. And it's Johnson. That time on the assist from Dragic.
Impressive shooting touch from James Johnson. That's what the summer's for. Get your touch right. Deadly right here tonight.
They get a hand on it. Stolen by Winslow. And he could not get that one to go. A lot of contact, and he'll go to the line for 2. It's on Jabari Parker.
You see Justice Winslow get into that low defensive stance. Signals kind of like he did at Duke, slap the floor and be ready for a defensive possession.
First free throw is good. And Winslow about 6'7", 225, but Brent, it seems like he plays a lot bigger.
Yeah, it does feel like that sometimes. He gets lots of minutes at the power forward position and tries to rebound like a 4, and when he gets it, he can rip it down and run it up the court.
Alan Crabb, he's checked in for Young. That misses, so he splits the free throws. Tearaway warm-ups have long been a feature of the NBA, but last season, the new tearaway jerseys, they just kept ripping apart.
The old uniform malfunction, Kevin, last year. Yeah, maybe...
You even had a couple malfunctions, and that was odd.
Well, the tie? Bad tie?
Yeah.
I always have bad ties. I think they're looking back at the material choices for what they're doing, so maybe there'll be some subtle changes into this year. But it was interesting. In the early part of last year, a lot of guys with a finger underneath the arm and pulling away a jersey and ripped away. So maybe the supplier will do something about the fabric this year.
Now here's Cram. Pass to Hunter. Fades back. Again, the Hawks score.
They are just killing them on the interior.
So it's Miami now. Dragic kicks to Leonard. Passes it to Johnson. Jabari Parker comes up with the rebound. Parker's got his 8th rebound here tonight.
And they've got a big lead, not just on the scoreboard, but really in the rebounding numbers as well. Yeah, clearly a foul of frustration right there.
Atlanta making some changes. Poitras, he's checked in for Hunter, and Turner's subbed in for Crabb. And then for Miami, Adebayo is checked in for Leonard. Kelly Olynyk comes in for James Johnson. And it's Jimmy Butler coming in for Goran Dragic.
Great speed by Winslow there to get out in transition and wide, finding a way to capitalize on that opportunity.
And the turnover again by Atlanta.
Hunter. Young.
Just a little under 2.5 minutes have passed now here in the fourth. He kicks it to Olynyk. And the pass to ABC. Rebounded by the Hawks. Parker's got rebound number 9 now. What an effort here tonight. Certain guys can play within themselves and still dominate. You played along one of the best that you saw up close in Tim Duncan.
One of the things I think about with Tim is how many numbers he left on the board, Kevin. The way that Coach Popovich played him, minimal minutes, touches when needed most, where Tim usually came through, but how much more dominant he truly could have been.
And he didn't care about numbers, did he?
Not at all. He cared about one number, and that's putting W's on the board. But how many more things Tim Duncan would have led categorically in the history of the NBA at the power forward position, but overall, the numbers would have been staggering.
Here's what Atlanta's going with right now. Miles Plumlee's checked in for Alex Len. Davis is subbed in for Jabari Parker.
One shot.
And Bam Adebayo, the 14th overall pick in 2017 out of Kentucky.
Yeah, his name seems to be pretty fitting, right? Like setting screens, bam, getting a dunk, bam. Tremendous athlete, and he can throw it down with some of the best power forwards in the game.
Here's Hunter. Shot clock at 6. Haslam with it. And a little over 3.5 minutes in the books so far here in the fourth. Kicks it to Butler. You look around the NBA, amazing players, global interest, franchise values are going through the roof. Do you feel like the league is entering a golden age if it's not already in a golden age?
I think it is, Kevin, at least offensively. What we've seen over the last 5 years with the adoption of most of the teams of the three-point shot, it's been some of the greatest offensive basketball the league has ever seen. And this idea that the evolution of the game stopped when it is that number 23 retired is kind of silly. I love where the game is at. I love where it's going. And I'm excited to be here tonight to watch this action with you.
Which number 23? We've got two pretty prominent number 23s in the history of this game.
I was thinking the
most
one
recent
I played
23?
against. Yeah,
oh,
that guy.
23.
Yeah, that guy.
Yeah, that guy. Haslam tried to come right back with the three of his own, but it's no good.
Well, guys, this was never really a contest, just a total obliteration, if you will. And you can safely say mission accomplished now for the Hawks.
As one-sided as it gets today, you know, there were some dominant moments in about every facet of this game for that team.
Yeah, I mean, Kevin, it's hard to think of what didn't go right for them. Game planning by the coaches, execution by the players, everything was just on target.
And so with this win, they'll move to 6 victories on the season.
And they'll take the win tonight, setting the tone in the first matchup of this 4-game season series.
And you know, looking back at all the contributions tonight, it was a really phenomenal all-around game for Trae Young.
He came in with a focus and brought that dominant performance to the defense all night long, controlling the pace of the game and was firing on all cylinders.
Now here's Dragic over Young. Dragic gets the bucket.
Well, getting the ball off the dribble to the bucket is one of Dragic's strengths. You can't afford to let him get that close to the rim, or he's going to get you.
Here's Young. Pass to Crabb. Young outside. Len up top. Got a piece of it. Outside Butler. Pulls up on the wing, and he connects with the jumper.
This is not the team we've been watching for most of the night.
It's a shame because this is the team we expected to see, fighting on every possession. I think it's just too late.
Now, here is Young. Dragic comes with the double team and wrestling for it there, but no one has possession. We'll have a jump ball.
Jump ball.
And so it's Atlanta with it. Collins passes to Len. Young against Dragic. Just 5 to shoot. Pass to Crab. From deep.
How about that, Kevin?
What range on that shot?
That is deep. Get out your scuba gear.
And so Atlanta takes this one by a big margin. This game may not have been the most exciting we've ever seen, but you have to appreciate just what a clinical performance they put on.
I know their fans appreciated it, and we saw at times just stretches of excellent defense. Potency from an offensive standpoint as well. They were pretty much dominant.
And a chance now to send it over to David Aldridge, standing by courtside. David.
Thank you, Kevin. Jabari, looks like you're getting back in stride, and you have certainly had adversity with the knee injuries the last few years. How have you been able to battle through them?
It's been tough, to tell you the truth, but, you know, the race is not won to the swift, but the one to endure, so I'm trying to keep that motive.
You have certainly endured and thrived, Jabari. Thanks for your time. Kevin, back to you.
Thank you, David. Great interview once again. And that about wraps it up. For Brent Barry, Greg Anthony, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan along with our 2K Sports crew, thanking you for tuning in. We'll see you next time.